alaikum dear viewers, and welcome to our Learn Arabic show. In our previous session, we discussed about the words from the Quran. We did Arabic by Quran from the letters Ha all the way to letter Ra. And in our other previous sessions, we had also discussed about pronouns like anta, anti, antuma, antum. Now today we are going to discuss about verbs. So our today's topic will be verbs. And verbs in Arabic means fi'lun. Okay? So that is going to be our today's topic, fi'lun, right? So we are going to start discussing fi'lun, but in the past tense for huwa, for he. So we are going to start with the past tense. Past tense for he, that is huwa. So we are going to have words like, he played, he recited, he sat, he ate. We are going to only do for the huwa past tense. The reason why I started with huwa past tense, it's because it's much easier to learn from huwa past tense, because it's you don't have to add anything or remove anything, right? So this is how the format of huwa verbs come. So I'm going to list a few very common verbs that we normally use. Right. So the first verb we have is shariba. Shariba. Shariba means he drank. Okay, then we have lariba. Lariba means he played. Right? Then we have jalasa. Jalasa means he sat. And then we have akala. Akala means he ate. In Kiswahili we say kula, kula, eat. So in Arabic we say akala, he ate, right? So it's a bit of an easy way to remember. Then we have qara'a. Qara'a means he read. Right. Qara'a even we have in the Quran, but in a different format. We have it in the command format, of course, not in the past tense format, like iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq in Suratul Alaq, meaning read. Now iqra is a form of a command, read. Now but qara'a means he read. So basically iqra comes from the word qara'a, which means he read. Okay. Then we have qama. Qama means he stood. When you recite the iqama, you stand up, right? So that's just an easy clue to remember. Qama means he stood. Then we have qala. I'm going to have to rub this off. So just note down these verbs with the meanings. We have shariba, he drank. Lariba, he played. Jalasa, he sat. Akala, he ate. Qara'a, he read. And qama, he stood. Now we look at other more verbs. Right, we have qala. Qala means he said. Many times we hear even in majalises, qala Imam al-Ali alayhi salam, qala, he said this, right? So qala means he said, okay? Then we have basara. Basara means he saw. Then we have kataba. Kataba means he wrote. Kataba comes from the word kitabun. You know, we have the word kitabun. That's just an easy way to remember. Okay, we have kitabun. Kitabun means book, right? So if you have the word kitabun, kataba, he wrote. Okay, so that's just an easy way to remember. Kataba, he wrote. Then we have samira. Samira means he heard. Okay. Then we have darasa. Darasa, which means he learned. Remember I had said the meaning, okay, darasa, even there is an easy way to remember. Remember I said the meaning of class. Class means darsun, right? Now, this is just an easy way to remember. Darasa. Darasa, he learned. Comes from the word darsun. Darsun, class. Darasa, he learned. Okay? Another easy way to remember. Okay, then we have hadara. Hadara means he came. Okay. Then we have dhahaba, which is the opposite of hadara, which means he went. Dhahaba. Dhahaba means he went. And finally, the 14th verb we have is hajja. Hajja means pilgrimed. He performed. He performed pilgrimage. Right. Remember I had talked to you about the hajja. Hajja comes from the word hajjaja. So the Arabic grammarians, they converted the word hajjaja into hajja by removing an extra jim and adding a tashdeed sign on this jim. So they made hajjaja into hajja. Like the other word we had farara, we made it into farra, meaning he fled. Right? So these are the verbs we have. Qala, he said. Basara, he saw. Kataba, he wrote. Sami'a, he heard. Darasa, he learned. Darasa comes from the word darsun, class, he learned. Okay. Hadara, he came. Then we have dhahaba, he went. Hajja, he performed hajj. Right. Now we are going to look at the same past tense, but instead of huwa, we are going to see how to convert this past tense from huwa into hiya past tense. So instead of he said, we are going to look at she said, she saw, she wrote. So we are going to look at how to convert these verbs from the third person masculine into third person feminine. Right, so we will be having our conversion here from huwa past tense huwa to past tense hiya. Right, so the first example I had given you was shariba, right? So this is for he, okay? This is for huwa. Right. So we have hiya and we have huwa, right, in the past tense. So we said the past tense in huwa, we said was shariba, right? Hiya, she, and he, right? So we said was shariba. So we have shariba. That means he drank in the masculine past tense, which means he drank. So how am I going to convert this into here? I want to convert this into she drank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an open ta. So to this verb here, to shariba, I'm going to add an addition of an open ta. So here I'm going to add an addition of an open ta. And this ta is what is going to make it into a hiya. Okay, this ta is an identification for muannath. It's going to make it feminine. So shariba becomes sharibat. Shariba becomes sharibat. Okay, which means she drank. Right. So I've just added an open ta to this verb here. Then we have la'iba. La'iba, which means he played. I'm going to change it into la'ibat. So I have la'ibat. La'ibat means she played. Right. Then I have jalasa. Jalasa means he sat, right? So I'm going to have jalasat. So notice it's the same trend. The only thing I'm doing to this verb here in the masculine, I'm just adding an open ta to make it feminine, right? So jalasat means she sat. Okay, then we have basara. Basara means he saw. Right, so how am I going to change it here? Yes, it's going to become basarat. Basarat meaning she saw. Then I have sami'a. Sami'a means he heard. Then I have sami'at. Sami'at means she heard. Okay, then I have kataba. You know what kataba means? He wrote. Then I have katabat. Katabat means she wrote. Right. So this is how all the verbs, even the rest of the verbs, the list that I had given, it's going to take the same format. Okay. So qala is going to become qalat, hadara will become hadarat, darasa will become darasat, and hajja will become hajjat. So this is the way how these verbs are going to be converted from, we have from huwa to here, right? So you should be knowing these verbs. You should remember these verbs, learn them every day, so it will be much easier for you. So this is the way how we have converted them. Now we'll just have a small exercise on how we can use these verbs into sentences. So we have the verb, and then we have the subject, and then we have object. That is how sentences format. We have verb, subject, object, unlike in English. Okay, in English, of course, we have the subject, then followed by the verb, then followed by the object. For example, I want to say, for example, just giving you an example in English so that you can know what I'm talking about. So, for example, I say Muhammad is reciting the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran. So what is my subject here? My subject is, I'm talking about Muhammad. I'm talking about Muhammad. So Muhammad here is it's my subject, right? And what is my object here? My object here is the Holy Quran. So that is going to be my object, right? And what is going to be my verb? My verb here is going to be reciting. So that is my verb. So you notice in English, it takes subject, verb, object. This is only in English, okay? In Arabic, it takes verb, then subject, then object. This is a very important thing for you to remember. Verb, subject, object. In English, it's usually subject, verb, and object. So I'm going to change this verb here into past tense because we haven't really looked at the present tense. We will be looking at the present tense, inshallah, in the further classes. So let me change this into past tense. So I can say Muhammad recited, okay? Recited the Holy Quran. So recited becomes a past tense, which is also a verb. Right. So I'm going to translate this sentence here into Arabic using my format, verb, subject, object. Right. So what is my verb here? I'll start with the verb, right? So what is my verb in this sentence? My verb in this sentence is recited. So I will start writing the word recited in Arabic. And what is recited? He recited in Arabic, of course, because we are looking at third person. So recited in Arabic means qara'a. Okay? Qara'a. So we have the verb. Then we go to the subject. So what is my subject of the sentence? My subject is Muhammad. So that is going to be my next word. So qara'a Muhammadun. Qara'a Muhammadun. And then I go to my object. What is my object here? I'm discussing about the Holy Quran. So qara'a Muhammadun Qur'anun. Okay? So this is going to be my verb, subject, and of course we are going to look at where does the object carry a dhamma, a fatha, or a kasra. So for now, you can just keep a sukoon right there. In the further classes, we are going to look at where does the object in the end of the sentence, where does it carry a fatha, where does it carry a dhamma, and where does it carry a kasra. Of course, you can never have a noun that carries a sukoon. But for now, just for this beginner level, just put a sukoon there. Okay, or you can just not put any sign there because that's going to become more complicated, right? So just qara'a Muhammadun Quran. Muhammad recited the Quran. Let's look at another example. So what if I want to say Ali sat in the classroom, okay? Ali sat in the class. Right. So, what is my subject here? My subject is Ali. So, that is my subject. What is my verb here? My verb here is sat, right? So, that is my verb. And what is my object being discussed here? My object is classroom. The class. So that is my object, right? So we have subject, verb, object. Now I want to translate this sentence into Arabic. So how am I going to translate this? I will use this format. Look at the verb, the subject, then the object. So what is my verb in this sentence? My verb is sat, right? And obviously we're talking about masculine. He sat, Ali sat, right? So what is sat in Arabic? We said it was jalasa. Jalasa. Jalasa means he sat, right? Then what is my subject? So we are done with verb. Verb is done. Let's go to subject. What is my subject being discussed? Ali. So jalasa aliyun. In means fi. Jalasa aliyun fi. And of course you have done about, we had discussed about the definite article al, which makes it the class. So we'll have ad-dars, fit dars. Right. Again here, don't confuse yourselves. If you want, you can keep the kasra down there. I have kept the kasra because of the presence of the preposition. Therefore, the object will have to carry a kasra. But then again, don't confuse yourselves. We will be discussing about when does the object carry an accusative, a nominative, or a genitive case, right? So we have jalasa aliyun fid dars, right? And you do know why have I kept here a shadda. Why have I kept a shadda here? Because we have a definite article. And dal comes in the category of hurufu shamsiya. Now because dal is a hurufu shamsiya, and therefore if it comes after the letter lam, it is going to carry a tashdeed sign. Because it's going to come after the letter lam, it will carry a tashdeed sign. That is the sign here, and lam is going to become silent. So I will say ad-dars. Okay, so jalasa aliyun fid dars, meaning Ali sat in the class. Obviously I've started with the verb, which is jalasa, my subject, which is Ali, my object, which is the classroom. So these were just two examples that I had given you how to formulate such simple sentences. Inshallah, we'll be looking at more complex sentences, of course, after finishing with all the tenses of all the pronouns. But for now, this sums up our class for today. وآخر الدعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. سنلتقي غدا إن شاء الله. Thanks for watching.